Hello, everybody. What happens when we're asked to identify ourselves, but we don't know where we're from or who we actually are? The first time I had to check the race and ethnicity categories in a medical form, I did not know what I was supposed to check. I asked my aunt, "What are we?" She said, "Just check white. That's your skin color, right?" I did not know it was more than that. When I asked another uncle whose skin color is darker than mine, "What do you check when you're asked to identify your race?" He said he marks as American Indian or other. I was surprised. We're close relatives. Why did he check a different category than mine? Was I Indian American? These questions brought me to research about my own cultural identity. Now, you have to understand, I did not grow up in the US, and the cultural concept of race is different from my experience in my country. In Bolivia, I'm simply a Bolivian. However, I had to concentrate on my internship and the youth I was working with. My job was to connect the youth with the immigrant movement, and then I realized there must be a connection between my identity crisis and their experiences as first and second generation immigrants. What if they had the same questions? What if they were experiencing an identity crisis? They're teenagers from immigrant backgrounds living in a multicultural country. I'm sure they experienced the same dilemma. I developed a diversity and inclusion workshop for those students. And while I was researching these concepts, I learned that the concept of race is an old school method of dividing people into categories that are based on the description from people that don't belong into those categories. My identity crisis shifted towards a lesson plan. However, opening about your racial identity can be a heavy and personal topic for teenagers from immigrant backgrounds, which is why I decided to incorporate human centered activities in a scene from my favorite movie, Shrek, in which he explains ogres are like onions. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. In brief, we all have layers. And placing people into general categories seems inaccurate. As Clark Professor Tejar Boleda suggests in his TED Talk, help us eliminate racial categories and take a step forward and embrace your cultures. Race is only human. You must be wondering, what do I mark when I'm asked to identify my race? Now that I've done my research. Well, I prefer not to answer, since without a DNA test, there is no way of knowing what my race is. I'm sure that when I take my DNA test, I will find that I'm not white, nor brown, nor pink. I'll find out that I'm 100% human and Bolivian. Thank you.